Hey everybody, Darren here from Texas Small Town Rides. Today I'm going to bring you an update on our channel, Jimmy and I's channel. It's been a while since we posted any substantial videos. I'm going to tell you why, I'm going to tell you what happened, I'm going to tell you who's at fault, and I'm going to tell you where Texas Small Town Rides is going in the future. Stand by. Let's get right to it. Why has Texas Small Town Rides been feeling like it's on a hiatus? I wrecked my bike. Everybody knows that who's watching this video, and that messed with my head. So I'll go through the timeline of this, and I'll tell you what's going on with me, what's going on with my motorcycles, and what's going on with Jimmy. Let's start with Jimmy. Jimmy's providing me with plenty of content for you guys. Matter of fact, he very nicely about every day asks me, hey, what's going on with my videos? And the problem is I haven't felt very motivated to do this at the moment because I have been taking body blow after body blow after body blow. Our family has been handling the situation as best we can with COVID, with, I call it the curse of 2020, multiple motorcycle breakdowns. I had an angiogram recently. All of these things kind of jumped on top of my family and really has done a number to us. So let's start with the aftermath of the Harley-Davidson wreck. My insurance company doesn't provide rental insurance for a rental bike. It's very expensive. It's not even an option. I can't even add it to my policy. So we did the math here at the family homestead here in Denton, Texas, to figure out what it would cost to rent a motorcycle versus purchase a motorcycle. The reason we were interested in this is because my wife and I are both aware of how much fun I was having, how much benefit and joy that beginning this channel provided me, and that just essentially helped everyone out. We were all happier that this was a hobby that I had picked up that I really enjoyed. Included, video editing and learning that stuff, and riding the motorcycle, finding fun rides. And once Jimmy got involved, it made it even more fun. Jimmy and I are having a great time doing it. So we wanted to keep me on the road, first and foremost. So after realizing that a rental bike would cost a substantial amount of money, we thought, well, let's add another motorcycle to the stable while the Harley-Davidson's being repaired. I'd always wanted a sportier bike, something maybe just for me that I could get out and run around with. And we thought about a cruiser, and we thought about sport bikes, and we'd come down on a classic, 2001 BMW K1000 RS. Image is going to be here or here. Who knows? My finger will point to the right one at some point. Did my research, found one from a local seller, checked with him, got all of his records on his maintenance. They were very good, very solid. Test rode the bike, enjoyed it quite a bit, and bought the bike. Didn't have any regrets, still don't have any regrets. A week after the Harley-Davidson went down, exactly a week, one Sunday later, myself, that's two people, me and myself, but myself, Jimmy, and a friend of ours, Jay, we went to finish that ride where I had wrecked the Harley-Davidson. The goal was to get video of the BMW going through the channel, and we've done all that. I believe that's already been posted. Had a great time doing it. On the way home, we were at a light. I looked at Jay, kind of gave him a smile. Let's get after it on the light. And once the light changed, I did that, and the flywheel exploded out of the motorcycle. Right, the little portion flywheel. I'm not a gearhead. That's what I was told it is. And images here. You can take a peek at it. The hole is a fist-size hole in the motorcycle. So I'm sitting there a week after wrecking the Harley-Davidson, and I'm feeling pretty low, feeling pretty down because I had just wrecked the Harley-Davidson a week earlier, and now I had mechanical failure on the BMW that I thought I had done everything I could to ensure that there was no issue. And the funny thing was the bike was going into the shop the very next day. I was dropping it off on Monday for service, for additional service. And So there's nothing I could do. I had to call my wife and say, hey, babe, I'm okay, but the bike is done. It's going to be very expensive to repair. Well, we called the insurance company. They sent out a tow. My insurance company gives me free towing. And the towing company informed us that they were going to be running a little late, so I can go grab something to eat and head home. Just leave the motorcycle where it could be easily recovered. They'll bring it to the house. No problem. So I wasn't there when they loaded the motorcycle. We get to the house. I'm helping the gentleman unload the motorcycle. It became quickly apparent to me that he didn't know what he was doing when he loaded the bike. So he had damaged the front end of the motorcycle. He damaged the handlebars. He had damaged the slave cylinder, the master brake cylinder for the front brake. He damaged the clutch. He damaged the clutch cable, everything. He damaged the fairing, knocked off some of my turn signals. It was a big mess. So I reported that to the insurance company, took all the pictures that they requested to do, and over the course of the following week, again, now we're in week 2 from the wreck of the Harley Davidson. 2 bikes in the shop, or 2 bikes down, 1 in the shop, 1 broken. So I make the decision to begin researching on what it's going to cost me to repair the K1200. Turns out it's relatively expensive to repair those things because they have to go from the back to the front. By the time I had made the decision on what I was going to do, the insurance company had called me and said, hey, we're totaling the bike. The damage done on the tow was so substantial that it's not worth repairing because the bike wasn't worth very much, relatively speaking. So they cut me a check for the bike, which is about what I paid for it. So we break even. At this point, we're a week out from 2 weeks out from the wreck of the motorcycle and 1 week out from the destruction of the 2001 K1200. So we make another family decision to get me into a newer motorcycle that has a warranty. So I do a lot of research. I go test drive a ton of bikes, from a KTM Super Duke to a Ducati Super Sport S, which is their kind of sport touring bike, to the Triumph Street Triple and Speed Triple, which are wonderful motorcycles. In order of those 3 brands, my favorite was the Triumph Speed Triple. Is a monster bike, and it's a lot of fun. The Ducati, I didn't like the way it shifted. I thought it was either not enough power or too much power. And the Super Duke just felt clunky. It felt, like an entry-level motorcycle. Sorry, KTM. But it was quick and powerful. So after doing that research and riding those motorcycles, I realized that BMW has one similar. Here we go, another BMW, right? So I find S1000XR as their same version of a sport touring, a quick, nimble motorcycle that has an upright seating position that is also very sporty. I didn't want to dual sport. I didn't want to go off-road. I wanted to be fast on-road around corners. So I test drive the S1000XR, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So I ended up purchasing a 2016 with 4,500 miles on it from a local dealership. Cycle Center of Denton. I'll mention them again because they're a very good company. I recommend anybody go work there. I mean, not go work there, but go buy a motorcycle from them if they sell a brand you're interested in. So I get that bike, I bring it home, and begin riding it for about 2 weeks. And I'm just having a great time. The motorcycle is so much fun. Get stuck in a massive rainstorm with Jimmy. I mean, just really having a lot of fun with the bike. And I get a call from my doctor, and we want to do a stress test, annual stress test on my heart. I had bypass surgery. I know I'm 49, too young for that, but oh well, 2 years ago. So we do the stress test, and I decide that I want to put some accessories on my motorcycle, and I've always wanted to visit my father-in-law's home in Idaho. So I pack up all these accessories that I purchased for the bike, and I head to Idaho. Have a great time with my father-in-law, put these cosmetic accessories on the bike, and head home. When I hit 7,100 feet in the Fish Lake National Forest, I start hearing a tick, a loud one. So at this point, I pull in the clutch, I pull over. As I'm pulling over, the tick goes from a tick to a grind. And it's in the motor. It's not the transmission. So as I'm decelerating on the side of the road, the engine just starts absolutely coughing and burping and grinding, and then the engine light comes on, and I know I'm done. It's over. This is a huge problem. Huge problem. So now I'm on the side of the freeway, and I am feeling worse than I did after the first BMW broke down. A lot more money in this bike. Paid for the extended warranty. I'm sitting here looking at a motorcycle that's not running. It won't do more than 2,000 RPMs. Call my insurance company to begin the process of getting me off the mountain. Call my wife to tell her what's going on. And we kind of laughed a little and said, you know, what else is going to happen? Right? Body blow after body blow, right? I'm really furious. My insurance company tells me that they're only going to tow me 50 some odd miles without me paying extra, which is understandable, right? They're going to get me to the nearest authorized shop. I call the dealership where I bought the motorcycle. Here's where Cycle Center of Denton goes beyond what you would expect a normal company to do. A gentleman answers the phone, and I say, I don't even know where to begin. He says, let's start from the beginning. So I begin telling him the saga of what's going on. And he stops me and he says, you're lucky. I don't answer the phone that often, but I like to. He's the owner of the company. And he says to me, I'm going to do everything I can to help you get off that mountain. And we're going to do everything we can to get your motorcycle repaired. Now, granted, I don't expect this company to buy my motorcycle or do anything that's, fiscally irresponsible for them. But the fact that he's spending time on the phone with me and literally walks me through the step by step and gives me the advice I need to talk to my insurance company to actually get me towed 160 miles for free or as a part of my policy, finds a dealership with a reputable, history that online, their reviews and stuff, a BMW dealership in Sandy, Utah, not a good dealership, unfortunately, but that wasn't the fault of the dealership I'm working with. So it takes me 8 hours to get off the mountain to get to Sandy, Utah. I stay at the Hyatt House in Sandy, Utah. Highly recommend that place. The general manager was spectacular and treated me extremely well, knowing my whole situation. Get the bike to Sandy, Utah, get it to the dealership the following morning with the help of the towing company. Oh, and this is funny. So the tow truck picks me up. Great guys, the towing company. And we load the bike up. The guy had only towed one other motorcycle, and so he told me that. So we looked up online how to tow a motorcycle, and it worked out well. No additional damage to the bike. But the funny, if you want to call it, again, body blows, right? So he picks me up and he says the AC just went out in this one, and since we have a 3-hour ride, they have a tow truck waiting for us at the bottom of the mountain on our way to Sandy, Utah. So we get to the bottom of the mountain, we switch the motorcycle to a different flatbed. We get about 40 miles outside of the town we were in, I don't remember, and one of the turbo mechanisms, I'm not a gearhead, but I guess a turbo hose for the diesel engine had popped off. So now we have to wait an hour for their mechanic to come out and repair the car on the road. Hilarious, right? Again, body blow. You can't write this stuff. So as I was saying, we get the motorcycle to Sandy, Utah, drop it off. I go to the dealership the next morning. They do a diagnosis, and they're like, yeah, it seems like a valve got stuck open. We have to take off the top of the motor to take a look at it. Give us a couple hours. So a couple hours later, they're like, yeah, it's broken. So your bike's not going to be, if it's going to get repaired, and this is a Saturday, right? Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's not a Saturday. This is a Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon. I'm wrong about that. This is Thursday afternoon. So I get back to the hotel and they inform me that the bike won't be able to, it's going to take 4 or 5 days to repair the damage that they think is on the bike. So I make the decision to rent a car and drive straight home because I'm so frustrated, so defeated at this point. I just need to be by myself in a car, listening to whatever, and get home. See my family, see my wife. So I drive straight through from Sandy, Utah to Denton, Texas, from Thursday to Friday. Friday afternoon, I get in contact with the dealership and they tell me that they've spoken to the warranty company and the warranty company has asked them to take apart the motor a little more when they're going to send out an adjuster. So Saturday, the adjuster makes it out, I believe, and I find out from the warranty company that they need a little bit more from them as far as taking apart the motor. Tuesday comes around because they're not open on Sunday and Monday. We start this kind of dance with the warranty company and with the dealership. And it ends up that by Thursday, I realize that this company, this dealership, isn't really willing to work with me or the warranty company. So by Friday afternoon, I'm pretty frustrated, and I get a hold of the dealership. And now, after they've spoken to the warranty company and after they've spoken to me, it becomes, Mr. Gallagher, the motorcycle, we're kind of backed up, and we're not really going to be able to get to you and as quickly as we had hoped, and blah 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 blah. So I call the warranty company. I'm like, hey, I need to go get my bike. What's the situation here? What is my responsibility? Am I going to lose any coverage? Is the motorcycle going to be, exempt, or, am I going to have any trouble with like chain of command type, or not chain of command, chain of ownership, and chain of custody is where I'm trying to go with this. And they're like, no, go get the bike. I'm like, thank you. The only thing I'm responsible for is I have to pay the dealership now for the amount of work that they've already done. $400 out of my pocket because that's what I owe them. So now I need to get there. This is Friday afternoon. I need to get there by Saturday at 5 p.m. or they're closed until Tuesday, and I need to get the bike. All while this is happening, my doctor calls me and says, Mr. Gallagher, we need to get you in for an angio as soon as possible. And I'm like, what does that mean? Well, irregularities in your stress test. So now, body blow, right? Things just keep climbing on me. The stress keeps getting up there, and I say, I need to go get the motorcycle. I can't leave it there for the next 3-4 weeks. My doctor tells me, you're okay. If I thought that you were in any immediate danger, I would have you come in today. I'm sure that my doctor didn't foresee me doing a non-sleeping 18-hour cannonball run to Sandy, Utah, which is what I did. All the while thinking, what's going to happen on Tuesday? Because the last time I had an angio, I woke up and I had to have triple bypass. So this is bothering my wife and I. I get to Sandy, pick up the motorcycle in time, get back on the road, take 2 days to get home. So I take Sunday and Monday to come home. Tuesday, I come in for the angio. So huge stress. Thank you, Kim and Brent, for coming and picking up the motorcycle and taking it to the dealership and dealing with the dealership. So now I'm dealing with the angio. Angio turns out great. No immediate danger, nothing to worry about. The rest is private, but yeah, I'm fine. And the dealership here begins working very closely with me to begin assessing the situation with the motorcycle, the new broken BMW. And that is where we are now. That is why the situation has been the way it is that I have been taking body blow after body blow. My situation is no unique than any of y'all out there. Everybody has problems. Everybody has issues in their life that they have to deal with. But when a hobby like this is for me and Jimmy, it gets pushed down the line sometimes when your life is very, very complicated. And that is what has been happening. And our goal right now is to get me into another motorcycle while the Harley Davidson's still in the shop until mid-August. But we have to figure out a way to do that. We have to figure out whether the bike's going to be fixed or whether it's going to be totaled. But that's where we are, and that's the state of Texas Small Town Rides, being that I started it and Jimmy is my partner at this point. We're going to continue to try and put out content. I am feeling much more invigorated after the last week. Things have been bad, but I'm beginning to have come out of the funk of everything that's happened, and we will continue to move forward with Texas Small Town Rides. We need your support. We love your help. We love your comments, your suggestions. You're welcome to come ride with us when we go ride. Send us emails, texts, whatever, you can get a hold of us if you want to ride with us here in Texas or anywhere else we go. And like and subscribe. I hope that my honesty and my continued desire to make you guys a part of my life encourage you to give us a chance and continue working with us. It's that simple. We like you guys. We like what we do. We're going to continue doing it. This is just how it is right now. COVID-19 2020 is a son of a gun. So let's all stay healthy, wear your masks, because whether they work or not, if they do, you live. If they don't, all you're doing is breathing your own nasty breath. So do that at least, guys.